Visiting a real psychic can be life-changing, but there are a lot of people masquerading as psychics, manipulating you into getting your money. And I am going to show you what to look out for so that some psychic fraud isn't out there manipulating you and taking your hard-earned cash. My name is Jessica Kinni. I am a psychic and evidential medium. If you're feeling like you want to dive a little bit deeper into this intuitive rabbit hole, I will have a short bonus exercise at the very end of the video, so stay tuned for that. And before I share with you what to look out for in a fraudulent psychic, you need to understand what it is that a real psychic does. And a meeting with a real psychic will never include things like, I need to remove curses from you, or I need more money. A real psychic, which you can meet with in person or on Zoom online, doesn't really matter, will feel into your energy and help guide you. They will not give you the answers. They will not tell you what to do, but they will help set you on a path that is most aligned with your soul's purpose. And the way they will do that is by bringing up things that they are feeling energetically as being on the forefront of your mind. You don't have to tell them all of the details about what's going on in your life. They will feel into you and be able to provide you with information based off of what they're feeling in your energy. Now, to find a good psychic, that's really the hard part of the equation, because to find a good psychic, if you have never been to one, is gonna take some research. And you can start on Yelp, but the kind of things you wanna look for in reviews will say that the sitter had a really good experience, that they felt comforted, that they felt like they received guidance that moved them forward in their life. Another way to find good psychics could be through going to centers in your area that maybe are like metaphysical stores. If you're going to a location where they have multiple psychics, make sure they have been vetted, because then you'll have the peace of mind of knowing that they can't just show up and, start pretending to read your future. But just know your only option isn't just like going to that psychic storefront with the like glowing eye on the front of it and just hoping for the best. We live in a digital age. You can do a reading with a psychic or a medium over Zoom. So if there is a psychic that you've researched that is in another country, not a problem. You can feel 100%, sure that you can still have just as good of a reading on Zoom as you do in person. I do them both ways. In fact, most of my readings are on Zoom. Now, here's how you avoid going to a fake psychic, or what I like to call a con artist. And even if you've already had a reading with a psychic that is taking advantage, this is going to save you a lot of money, because I'm going to show you how not to get sucked in to lose even more of your hard-earned cash. First things first, manipulation is huge with fake psychics. If they are trying to read you by, your appearance, if they're looking at your hand to see if you wear a wedding ring or not, there's all different sorts of just like trying to Sherlock Holmes you, right? Like, okay, what can I deduce using my brain? That is not the job of a psychic. Personally, that's one of the reasons why I really like Zoom, is because when someone shows up in front of me, I don't know anything about them, so it is very authentic and straightforward. And then once you start a reading, I also really recommend not revealing too much information about yourself. They shouldn't be asking you much more than, why are you here today? I think why are you here today is okay, and you can respond with, I would just like to get some intuitive guidance about the path ahead for me. Or if you want to be slightly more specific, I would like some insight into my love life. Then let the psychic work to bring all of that information out for you. Now, if a psychic is asking you specific questions, oh, do you have kids? How many kids do you have? That is a red flag. The psychic should be doing 95 to 99% of the talking. If there's any kind of talking on your end, I would say that it would just be give feedback and confirm anything that the psychic has told you during your session. Keep in mind that a psychic may say something that doesn't make sense to you in that moment, but that doesn't mean it's not true. It just means you're not understanding it yet. It may show up for you down the road, or it might just be that in that moment you can't remember it. So there is a little bit of give and take there, but that will be a very minimal part of a reading, if at all. Another red flag with a psychic is when they want to tell you the future. This is a huge red flag, because the minute you get that information, you're gonna mess it up. So even if I can tell somebody what I see coming down the pipeline for them, I'm not gonna give them specifics, because you know how it is. The minute we know something, just in the knowing of that information, we are making different decisions which will influence the outcome. What you want is somebody who is giving you guidance and helping you to feel into yourself, so that you can use what you already know about yourself and feel when things are aligned when you're moving forward. Also, the biggest red flag, the worst thing, this is why all of these con artists are giving psychics a bad rap, is when you meet with a psychic and they tell you that they are gonna need more money because they have to remove this centuries-old curse from a family member who was alive a long time ago that did terrible things, and now it's all been passed down to you and your life is gonna be ruined and you're gonna make terrible choices all because of that, unless you give them money to remove the curse, right? And it just never seems to get removed. You just have to keep hemorrhaging more and more money. This sounds super scammy, right? It sounds super easy to pinpoint as I'm talking to you about it in this video, but you'd be surprised at how manipulative some of these people are and how real and authentic that information feels when you are really looking for answers and you're trying to find a reason why maybe something is not working in your life. Just know that regardless of how they present it, do not pay these people this money. And if you've already gone down that path a little bit, reframe your thinking, because what they've already done is sent you into a cycle of negativity where you think you are reliant on them to save you. You are reliant on no one to save you. You are making your own decisions, you have free will, and nobody can control you unless you give them the power to, and clearly that person has already crossed your boundaries. Time to move forward, time to rewire your thinking into a more positive and productive mindset, but stay away from curses and scams. And if you're not sure, so let's say it's borderline and you're just not sure if this is a gimmick or not, it's a gimmick. Err on the side of caution. There should never be a time when you leave a psychic session that you feel like, I need to get back there soon. So hopefully this will help you avoid psychic scams and avoid con artists and their manipulative tactics, and guide you in the direction of finding a really credible psychic who will help you on your way. And if you are feeling like you have a bit of that intuition inside of you as well, like maybe you have a sixth sense that you want to cultivate, I am here to tell you that you do indeed. We all have it. And I have a series of videos that takes you behind the curtain and gives you a little bit of insight into what it is that we actually do. Check out those videos, and I have a bonus exercise for you today. So since you've made it this far, go ahead and just take a deep breath. All right. I am thinking of a letter right now. Can you sense what letter of the alphabet it is that I am thinking of right now? The letter is M. M. If you got the letter M, please leave me a yellow heart in the comments below.